All right, meteorologist Matthew East here along with you. It is Monday morning, January the 24th. Going to give you a look at the things I'm watching here for this new work week as we head on into this final week in the month of January. Let's start off with a look at the Charlotte skyline. This is from our camera there at Charlotte Douglas International, looking back off to the east towards Charlotte. It is a chilly morning. I'm cutting this video a little before 7 a.m. Chilly morning out there, but not as cold as yesterday. We had teens in most spots yesterday morning. This morning it's 28. Again, to the time I'm cutting this video, we have a live look at Beach Mountain as well. I'll let this camera pan around to the right. There we go, and you'll see the Beach Mountain Parkway, the sky brightening on the eastern horizon too. Look at all the snow piled up by the sidewalks, the street, and the parking lots. A lot of mountain snow over the past couple of weeks, and certainly it's pretty chilly all across the region this morning. But again, not as cold as yesterday. We had teens in many spots yesterday morning at this point in time. It's mainly 20s now. All right, let's take a peek at Stormtracker. Pretty quiet out there as we speak, and we'll stay quiet today. There is an area of snow in parts of the Midwest, snow flying in parts of Illinois, Indiana, Wisconsin, moving over to Wisconsin and Michigan and Ohio, rather. Also some rain in Texas. Those two pieces of energy stay kind of separate. They don't really phase into one another, and so that system looks like it's really going to pass through primarily dry here in our region. Highs today, 53 in Charlotte, 50 in Asheville, 48 in Raleigh, so a little milder out there this afternoon. There's a look at futurecast. Good deal of sunshine today, then some clouds increase tonight, maybe a little bit of high elevation mountain snow, Beach Mountain, Banner Elk, those types of areas maybe picking up a little snow late tonight and into tomorrow, but most of us will be dry with that incoming storm system due to it, again, staying pretty unfazed and pretty moisture starved overall as it makes its way on through. All right, so let's talk about the late week system, mainly Friday and Friday night. I'm going to show you some upper level charts here, the 500 millibar charts. We're going to look at the what's called the vorticity charts. And I'm going to start off with the Canadian model because this thing has been sniffing this potential system out for quite a while. In fact, on a lot of the Canadian suite of modeling, we've had indications of a big system late this week for over a week already. So let me step you through that. Again, this is the 0Z run of the Canadian model last night. And I'll fast forward to sometime Thursday here. All right, so this is the piece of energy to key on moving from the Rockies into the Plain States. Let's move out to early Friday afternoon. If you want a bigger, more significant, more precipitation-laden system, you need this trough to sharpen up and go neutral or negative tilt, basically become stronger by the time it gets to the Carolinas. The Canadian has been trying to do that, okay? So you see you've got a pretty mature trough, pretty mature system by the time it gets at least into much of the Carolinas, and then it really cranks as it heads into the northeast. Some modeling, such as the European model, which I can actually show you that here, I believe. Yeah. The European model has been much more late with the strengthening of that system. So let me step you out to that time frame. So this is the 0Z run of the European. Notice it's a much weaker system until it gets east of the Carolinas. So you have a big difference in the precipitation on those two particular models. This was the European model. Let me get out to Friday, and I'll go ahead and throw the precipitation types on there. All right, well, let me get to the 0Z run. 60s rolling in as we speak. But all right, here's the 0Z run. You had some precipitation in the Carolinas, but away from the immediate coast, you didn't have anything overly significant at all. On the Canadian model, though, different story. It was a stronger system, and again, I'll throw on the precipitation types here. All right, there we go, and you see a much more precipitation-laden system on the Canadian than what you just saw on the European. All right, so I'm going to show you what's going on with the GFS. All right, so what you're going to see here is a comparison of the latest run, the 6Z run on the left, the previous run, the 0Z run on the right. So this is early Thursday afternoon. Again, remember the newer run is the one on the left here. So we go out in time. There's Friday evening, all right? It's subtle, but there are some differences. The trough is sharpening up quicker on the most recent run of the GFS compared to the previous one, and certainly you can tell the difference by the time you get to middle of the day Saturday. The trough axis kind of going negative tilt. That's when you get an axis that's tilted basically northwest to southeast. That's a negative tilt trough. You see that trough axis trying to go negative on the latest run where it was not on the previous. And then we get out to Saturday evening, the system really cranks as it pulls away. And the result has certainly been a difference on the precipitation output with the most. All right, so on that most recent run of the GFS, this is what it looked like. This is the latest 6Z run. Take a look here at the evolving scenario for Friday on the latest run. Now, this is Friday evening. There's the overnight hours Friday night, low pressure popping off the Carolina coast, and you see a good bit of precipitation thrown back into the cold air in the interior Carolinas, and then the system pulls away. So just as a for instance, look at that time frame on the latest GFS compared to the previous run. Much different scenario. And that's simply due to the orientation and the interaction of that upper level energy as it swings on in. So one final thing to show you, this is the 0Z run of the ensembles. This plot was not available at the time I cut the video yet for the latest run, the 6Z run. But look at the various ensemble members here. Looks like 2/3 of them, at least, this is for Charlotte, generate snow with that system. And the ensemble mean, again, on the 0Z run was up over 2 inches of accumulating snow. So I think what we're going to see happen a lot of times with these types of upper level features as they swing in, the trend is toward a quicker and a stronger system. So I think that's probably going to continue, and it might be a thing where we're wondering how quickly does it ramp up. If it really were to crank, you'd end up with a system west of the Carolinas. I don't think it's going to be that extreme due to the upper level ridge and where it's placed out west, but I do think that we'll see some quicker phasing, some quicker sharpening of that trough as it swings in, and that's going to maybe create some interesting possibilities by the end of this week. For now, my air forecast package today, I've left the precipitation chances quite low, at least somewhat low, 20 to 30%, maybe as high as 40% in the overnight hours Friday night, so Friday to Friday night. But we will certainly be adjusting that as necessary as we make our way through this week. So another interesting system to keep an eye on here as this week unfolds. All right, remember Spectrum News 1. We have weather on the ones for you every 10 minutes around the clock, and you can also check out the Spectrum News app. Lots of great content there, including the ability to watch a live stream from any of our Spectrum News stations from across the country. Everybody have a wonderful day, and God bless.